These are my colleagues. Diana Pop from Romania.
Нам сьогодні допомагає. Я вже бачу, що запис ведеться. Дякую
I
тобі.
see that there is the recording. We will have two recordings, English speaking and Ukrainian speaking. So we have Valentina as interpreter. I think you know her. She will be in English channel. So please, if you want to listen to English speaking version,
Ту функцію
press interpretation button and choose English channel. Then you will hear English translation of what is going on today.
хтось натиснув, і в мене таке тихо.
There is an echo. Please switch off your mic.
Все добре. Я так
Now
само
it's better.
вмикаю запис.
I also switch on the recording, so we will record both English and Ukrainian version. Again, my sincere greetings, our guests. You know, we were waiting for this meeting. We have prepared the announcement of this meeting beforehand. And you know, our meetings, they are related to different topics that can recover and can enhance the resources inside us. And it will help us also to pass and to live through different stages of life. We also learn together with you different tools and methods how we can recover our inner forces, inner resources, and what we can use in our further activity with the clients. Also, I am honored to introduce you not only my colleague, but my mentor, my teacher, Ivan Lyamzin. We have known each other for 15 years, and I have only good memories that are just imprinted in the body in therapeutical approach about the fact that such self-support and self-assistance can work and can function. Ivan Lyamzin is psychotherapist. He has very good experience and he has integrated different transpersonal, body-oriented and breathing activities and modalities into psychotherapy. So today it is really very important to use different modalities. It can help us to restore, to recover our inner sources. And I know that Ivan has had a lot of different educational and psychotherapeutical projects, and now he has a lot of projects related to the inner recovery of military servicemen and teaching people of complementary professions who work with military servicemen. So today, we will see and we will feel the Ivan's experience. And these meetings are really very empirical and practical. So if we are able to enhance our inner resource, it will be better. We will know these modalities, we will know these ways and methods and tools, and it will be wonderful. So now I pass the floor to Ivan Lyamzin. Thank you. Thank you, Katerina, for your invitation. At first, I would like to correct you in your introduction of myself. I do not work with military servicemen. I help the psychologists who work with military servicemen, but I do not work with military by myself. So I have quite limited experience in this field. So it happened that more I work with psychologists who work military servicemen, combatants, etc. So let me tell about myself. I identify myself like body-oriented therapist. Transpersonal experience, I'm also interested in it, but, well, I would say it's more the Jung approach that is closer to me. What about our today's meeting? We will deal with the facts how we can use our body for self-support and self-assistance. And also it will be possible to teach it, to give this knowledge to the clients.
І оскільки я тілесний терапевт, я одразу
And as I'm a body therapist, I would suggest you return to your body from the very beginning. So at first, try to feel your body, how you get used to feel it. Just feel your body, as you know that you have your body. Just feel it. Feel how your body is sitting. As I'm sitting on the chair, I will talk about a chair. If you're sitting on the armchair, on the sofa, you will just correct this transcript. So try to feel. Sorry, I have something on my screen and I don't understand what is this. Just give me a second. Yeah. So feel as you give your weight to the chair that your body has a weight.
Так, і ця вага тисне на стілець.
And this weight just gives pressure to the chair. Feel as the chair supports you, as you are leaned on the chair. And drive your attention that you just don't go down. It means that the chair supports you. Try to feel the fact that the chair supports you.
Як ви можете тілесно дізнатися, що дійсно
How you can learn that you do not fall. What gives you this notion? Just be aware. Make yourself aware of it. That the chair supports you, the earth supports you.
Так. І зверніть увагу, чи приємно вам,
And pay your attention
чи ні, коли ви про себе проговорюєте цю
to the fact whether it is pleasant or not pleasant when you feel that the chair and the earth supports you. What do you feel about it?
знайти себе.
Now let's try to find ourselves.
Свої лопатки.
Okay, try feeling your back.
Вони можуть
Move your back.
ось так от ковзати. Тобто ви будете плечима рухати.
Move your back, move your shoulders. Try moving your shoulders.
І тепер лопатки зведіть одна до одної, так, щоб між ними був
So now your shoulder blades, put them together and feel as if there is stone between them. And try to keep this stone and say, that's me.
А тепер зробіть між лопатками таку ганчірку.
And now let's feel between your shoulder blades as if there is a cloth, a piece of cloth, and say, that's me. You can say it inside, you can say it aloud. And between your shoulder blades, find the rubber, something like this, between your shoulder blades. That's it. Okay, I'm sorry, I have been muted. So let's start. So we have done with the piece of clothes, yes? So now just feel something flexible, something in tone, maybe a kind of rubber, something you see, something flexible, as if you have found something pleasant in between your shoulder blades, because we can have different sensations. And then when you found this posture, again say, that's me. And I have a question. Was there any difference how it sounded when between your shoulders there was a stone, a clothes, and this rubber piece? I think there was a difference. And now pay attention to this zone that I show you. When you make a stone between your shoulder blades, when you do a piece of clothes, and when you pass to this piece of rubber between your shoulder blades, you see that this place, this zone, can be hidden, can be moved forward, or it is just, in the balance, when there is just a dose of your presence. Okay, now you can forget about your shoulder blades. Do not keep attention to it. But if you like one type of tone, you can just keep it and feel that that's you, that's me. Okay, look, these body muscles that we activate, these are muscles that support our sensation of self, of myself. And when a person is, if a child is to be blamed, has a fault, he just hides this part, and if he or she is proud of something, then this part is moved forward. So now just feel that you have not only this zone. Feel here. You see, we have a big muscle, big torus muscles. To feel it, I will suggest you, as in childhood, just do these actions. Not to make bruisers, but to feel something pleasant in this zone. Do it during 40 seconds at least.
Це, а ви стукайте так, щоб вам було тут О. Угу.
So it should be a pleasant sensation, not painful.
І просто
Then stop and just feel this area, whether sensations and feelings have changed in this zone. I hope they have changed. And now I will have a question to you. When there are such sensations, do you like just to fall down or no?
Знайдіть у відчуттях хребет. Ця частина теж.
Feel your spine. This is also another part of our body that is another support for our sensation of self, of ourselves. This is as our, inner rod. These are rotator muscles of the spine. Just move your spine. I hope that you have found it. And now there is another zone that we perceive as body self, but this is not a social myself, it is individual myself. This is the pelvic zone. When there is in-depth relationship, we found this inner myself. And I would like you to enliven the muscles that are in pelvic floor. Please imagine that you just put a piece of chalk with your buttocks And with this piece of chalk held by your buttocks, you should write your name, surname, and patronymic if you are Ukrainian. Just do it. And in the end, put or dot or exclamation mark. So you moved your pelvic floor, and I hope that you have some sensations in this area. Show me your thumb up if you feel your pelvic floor. Great. Also, try to move your gluteal heels. Try to move from one part of your buttocks to the second, from one to the second, from one to another. Great. Now I want you to move your pelvic floor, but in chaotic manner. Just move your pelvic floor as you wish. And when you are moving, just feel what your legs feel. Because your legs are supposed to feel this movement of your pelvic floor as they are connected to it. And if they feel, the legs can also join this movement just to continue this movement in your legs and feet. So just move your pelvic floor and feel how it is reflected in legs and how it is repeated or continued by your legs and feet. Yes, we understand that spine also grows from pelvic floor. So when we move our pelvic floors, we also feel some movements in our spines. And if you want, your spine can also add some movements. But your movement starts from pelvic floor and then it goes to the legs and to the spine. It starts always in pelvic floor and it will be, like a starfish. You go from the center to the edges. And when you are moving, feel what's going on with your head. So is it in the constant position or is it moving? Just feel it. Okay. I hope that you feel your body now. Look, I will try to give you some explanations. I will use some terms. I hope that you will forgive me these scientific words. But I will explain what do I mean. So what we are doing, we will ground ourselves. We will wake up the muscles that are responsible for the sensation, for the feeling, the reality, and ability to be supported by this reality. And to see the difference, to make you see the difference, I will offer you at first to do it with one limb, with one hand, for example, and then with the other one. So find please find your foot. This is your foot. And do these movements with your fingers. Just do this like massage your foot with your fingers. But it should be pleasant massaging, not painful. Maybe sometimes you can find some painful zones, or sometimes it will be very pleasant sensation. But at least 1 minute, do this massaging with your fingers, just one foot.
Так. Розминаємо з такою силою, щоб
We are massaging it with the strength to have a sensation, but a pleasant one, not painful.
Так. Сподіваюся, що ви вже розбудили м'язи.
Okay, I hope that you woke up the foot muscles. Now cover it with your palms as if you want to heat it, to make it warmer. So there is one foot and two palms, so you can cover all the area of your foot. And now regulate the pressure to feel it. To feel this pleasant pressure. And just hold your palms on the surface of your foot.
Где запись какая-то?
Так. Добре.
So, okay. Now say goodbye with your palms to your foot, and now we will play a game. Try to feel whether your foot wants to let your palm go or no. So say goodbye and stay for a couple of moments when your foot just lets your palm go. And when you finish your contact, now stand on your feet and try to feel whether there is a difference. How do you feel the contact with the floor, with the left and right foot? Try to move from one foot to another one and try to see the difference, whether there is difference in these contact areas of left and right foot. And then let's return to our seats. If there is difference, put your thumb up. Show me the signal. You know, in body-oriented training, we do it one to another. And when I see that if there is no difference, then the second foot won't be massaged. You know, this is a joke. Then just take your other foot and again massage it with your palms and fingers. Depending on the state of muscles, the contact can differ from any floor, soil, support on which you are standing on. And while you are massaging your foot, your surface of your foot, I would like to remind you the following. Vacation at sea, especially if there are these pebbles, you know, not sandy beach. At first it is difficult to walk on the pebbles because these muscles of the foot, they are not very functionable because of our shoes. But at the end of the vacations, our feet are really adapted, and children, they have quite quicker adaptation. So their feet can understand what is the type of support have. That's why the muscles should be in healthy tone, non-rigid, non-tense, and not too relaxed. as if you remember between shoulder blades, we were looking for this, a piece of rubber, of something elastic. So our muscles should be elastic to perform their functions. So I think that you woke up your muscles. Now put your palms on to cover your foot and try to warm it up. And again, regulate the contact, the pressure, to have this pleasant pressure. Okay, say goodbye to your foot. Wait till your foot, let your palms go. If you want, you can stand up and you can understand how it feels, or it is just enough for you to feel your left and right foot that are standing on the floor, that are supported by the floor, or maybe if you have some domestic shoes, just feel the soles of your shoes if you are in the shoes. Okay, and then we will activate this zone also without a contact. Try to feel your toes. I think you know that there should be 10 of them. Try to feel all of them. But in your sensations and your feelings, you can feel less than 10 toes. If you feel less than 10 toes, feel them. Scrap your toes. Scrap them with the floor. And now we will activate them separately. Well, look. Just do them like this. Then make a pressure to the floor and try to grab the floor as if, as if you're an animal. And then let it go. Again, your toes, pressure to the floor, try to grab it and let it go. Again, repeat this activity. And now find the position of your toes and the dosage of the tone of your muscles, that your toes should be felt as if they are not tense, but they are activated in the contact with the floor, as if they participate in this contact. Your toes on your feet. It is like a handshake, but with the floor and with the help of your toes. So your toes just send you a signal that they are there, they are present, and they feel the feedback from the floor. Great. By the way, when the person is under the stress condition, the sensitivity of feet decreases, and even people can say that they do not feel floor. This is about, you see, violation of this breach of this linkage. We do not understand this relation, this linkage with the ground, but when we lose it, we feel it. Okay, let's move ahead. Now we have found ourselves, we feel our pelvic floor, and for center, to find the center, we have the big gluteal muscle. Try to feel them in your buttocks. Try to play your buttock muscles. Try to make tension in both buttocks or one by one. This is, like a big pillow on which you are sitting. Try to raise you up on your buttocks, on your gluteal muscles. And when you just relax them, as if you are going down. Do a couple of times this.
Окей. Окей.
Okay.
Сподіваюся, що реальність є під
I
ногами.
hope that you feel the reality.
Під сідницями
You feel grounding.
підлога,
You feel the ground
і як
because your chair is also your ground, your floor. And if you are leaned with your back on the chair back, there is additional complementary support.
відчувайте цю
Just feel it. Feel this contact. Feel this support.
І тепер я хочу, щоб ви відчули простір
And
навколо.
now I would like you to feel the space around you.
Я є, реальність
That
треба зараз
I am here, reality is there. We should feel the borders. Where are the borders? What space is perceived by you as yours? It's not about the territory, it's about the space. I mean, how much space does it occupy? Please try to feel it. And maybe you can just hold it with your arms to see how much space do you have ahead you, how much space do you have on your sides, and how much space do you have behind you. I would like to remind you the following. If you have been traveling in metropolitan or in other public transport, when there are people near you, it doesn't irritate you so much as if this person will be in front of you, because objectively, personal space ahead us is much bigger than in other sides, and our biological system protects it. On the side, this is our protection, and behind us, again, anatomically, we are formed and we are intended like to protect our space. That's why we perceive it in different ways. Like from the side, you can come closer to a person and it won't be perceived as violation. But from behind, we are really very sensitive. That's why now we will activate our muscles that give us possibility to use our limits, to protect our limits, or not to lose our limits. And from the very beginning, I would like you to put your hands on your knees or on your hips. There is big muscle there, it is called quadriceps. Have you found it? And if you try as if just to put away floor from yourself, not down, but from yourself, as if you want to make it remote, you see this movement, but your soles shouldn't be moved, as if you try to move the floor. And then this muscle will function. So show me, have you found it? I hope yes. I hope you have found it. Now, find the dosage where you can feel that you just put away the floor, but it shouldn't be a tense action. As if you remember, as if we were looking for this elastic sensation between our shoulder blades. So in your quadriceps, find this dosage of tension, not to be too tense, but if there is sensation that you try to put away something from you. Try to do it a couple of times and try to feel what is there near your pelvic floor. You know, the anatomy of people says the following. If you do not move your legs, then your lower back will go a bit behind. It's as if your legs go a bit forward, and because of this, your lower back is leaned backwards. I hope you manage to do it and you feel it. And I want you to feel how it functions, how it works. Unfortunately, I don't have possibility to put you in different rooms to do this exercise in couples. So I offer you just remember a situation that is not very pleasant for you. But globally, do not remember it now. I am just explaining what to do with it. So it's not a global process. It's really very difficult to study in global processes. Or just remember, not very pleasant person, but you need to communicate with him or her. I remember a person. And now, if this person is in front of you, what would you feel now? Or when you look on this image, what do you feel? And now, grab your toes, grab your floor with your toes and just push it away. And again, look at this person or at this situation. Do not do anything, just relax your legs and look at the situation or at a person and again push away the floor from you with your legs, with your toes. Does it make any difference? If you have some new sensations, give me a signal, give me some up. Okay. So I cannot check it out. How are you doing this movement? But if you are trying to move away, to push away the floor with your feet, then you will have this sensation as if you just like pushing away this person from yourself. So your lower back will go backwards and the situation, the figure or the situation will be a bit pushed away from you. Also, there is another muscle that should be enlightened. Look, here there is delta muscle. It does this. This is a raising movement. I will show you now. So the anterior delta raises it here. External delta moves it here, and the backward delta, the posterior delta, it moves them backwards. Now I want you to move your anterior delta. So with this part of your palm, just as if you want to move the table to raise the table, like this one, and you will give the pleasure. And don't remember that it should be, a very pleasant sensation. How you feel it. To feel the tone of these muscles in a dosage that will be comfortable for you. For somebody, it will be very lightweight. For somebody, there should be a tension, quite big tension. Okay. So now your posterior delta. If you can, with your elbows, just put pressure on maybe the back of your chair or something that is behind us. Just press your elbows towards the back of the chair. Again, if you have a chair, this is wonderful. Your back is leaned on it, and if you just press your elbows, you will feel that there is a space between your back and the chair, and you will separate yourself from the chair. And in the back, you will have this sensation of the space. Okay. So now, external delta, we will do it in a very cheerful way again. So, just relax your hands, your arms, and move that it is just stuck to your body. And now make the movement as if you just let the air into under your armpits. So as if you should ventilate your armpits in a very hidden way. And now do this movement and feel the space. Feel that there is a space. Get relaxed. Again, switch it on, your delta, switch it off. And drive your attention to the fact that when you move yourself bigger, when there is space, or when you are just relaxed. Okay, during the conflict, these muscles, they expand. So, okay, I think everything that we had to enliven, we have done. It was just preparation for our self-support. And here, we will pay more attention to the muscle. So look, there is a muscle between the shoulder blade under the and your neck, and it is really very tense. Just choose only one side and massage it. Feel this tension. This is responsibility muscle. And there is a saying in Russian, take yourself by the muscles and do it. I don't know whether we have in Ukrainian the same.
Неприємними відчуттями і почуттями і зробити те, що не хотілося, а треба. Так, сподіваюся, знайшли, що там не такий не кисель, не вата, а щось таке тверде. А тепер схопіть з такою силою, яка буде добре. Мені, наприклад, треба не тільки схопити, а ще і вагу руки відпустити, щоб вона ще туди вниз тягнула мене. І зараз у нас буде діалог з частиною душі, яка там так напружується. Я буду говорити, а ви про себе подумки проговорите, можна вголос. Я відчуваю, як ти напружена. Ти багато на собі тримаєш, і це важливо. А зараз я потримаю, а ти можеш трохи розслабитись і відпочити. І так рукою покажи, дивись, я тримаю. Все, ми просто зараз емоційно зустрінемо ту частину душі, яка через цей м'яз.
That emotionally
Ти багато на собі тримаєш.
we do something to get relaxed this
А зараз я
body
тримаю,
muscle.
ти можеш трошки
And now I will hold this part and you can get relaxed. Look, I'm holding it.
увагу. Ці частини приємно такі слова чути чи ні? Мгм. Все, якщо приємно, скажіть так, цей
If
контакт.
it is pleasant, say yes, this contact is for you. I'm doing it for you.
Я відчуваю, як ти багато на собі тримаєш.
I am feeling
Важливо.
how much you are holding, but now I will do it. I will hold it. And you get relaxed. Get rest.
Добре. А тепер
Okay.
цією зоною рукою попрощайтеся, забирайте. І
Now just say goodbye to this zone and compare your left side and right side.
Якщо
Are
змінилося,
there any changes? If there are changes,
так.
show them to me. Show your thumb up.
Дивіться, ми не робили масаж.
Look, we haven't massaged this zone.
Через м'яз
We emotionally met
те, що
what is tense there, what is whole, what is held by the muscle. If there is difference, just put the other side, take the other side. At first massage it a bit.
І поки ви розминаєте, пошукайте.
And when you are doing it,
Напружено знайшли і
just try to find where is the tension. When you have found,
було б добре.
press in this zone
І
for this,
потримайте
you remember, yes, this pleasant pressure.
швидкість, яка
And just hold this contact with the density, with the force that will be okay for this zone.
і так само скажіть.
And again,
Відчуваю, як ти напружений.
say, I feel that you're so tense.
Ти багато на собі тримаєш, я це знаю.
You're holding
І
so
це
many
приємно,
things.
що ти так багато тримаєш на собі.
It is so important that you hold all these
А зараз
things.
я потримаю, а ти можеш трохи
But now let me hold it and you can get rest.
тримаю.
You can get relaxed. Look, I'm holding it.
І просто спробуйте ще 2-3 рази сказати.
And again, try to repeat it 2 or 3 times.
Ти багато на собі тримаєш.
I feel how much you are holding, and it is important.
Можу потримати, а ти трохи
But now I
розслабся.
can hold it. And you get relaxed and get rest.
І знову попрощайтеся
And again, say goodbye
долонею. Почекайте, коли вас
with your
м'яз
palm.
відпустить.
Wait till the muscle
І
lets you
відчуйте
go.
свою шийно-комірцеву
And then
зону. Як там
feel your neck. How do you feel it now? How is it now for you? What are the sensations?
чи вдалося їй трохи відпустити, чи ні.
Have you managed just to let it go, to relax it a bit?
Якщо вдалося,
If
трохи
yes,
заспокою звичне напруження.
I will calm you down. This tension will return to you. But habitual tension, I mean. But I would like to say that if you manage to do it, you did it. Not because of the massage, not because of physical activity, but because of emotional support of what is in tension, what is under the tension there.
Окей.
Okay. there is another wonderful muscle to feel the support, self-support, and now I will show you it. Okay, here you see. Put your palms here. You can do it also while sitting, but just put your palms in this zone that I have shown you. Or you can also hold your hands there. For your body to understand the contact, we need 30-40 seconds at least to understand what is the attitude of body towards the contact. And try to feel what are you doing for yourselves with such a move. Or just feel that now your body can lean on your palms. And if there are pleasant sensations in your back, then again, say this contact is for you. Your back also is holding a lot of things, is supporting a lot of things. This contact is for you. Again, say goodbye. And if it is comfortable to sit like this, you can continue. You can also provide another support a bit higher, but it's better to place your hands like this. If you do it, you won't have the collapse in your diaphragmal zone, and your epigastrial area will be free from tension. And you would feel that you are supported by something, not only by the chair, but also by something alive, by your hands, by your arms. Okay. I will have another block, but now I would like to ask you, do you have any questions or comments? If you want, we can talk about it. We can give some couple of minutes for questions. If no, we can just move forward. Just let me understand. Do you have any feedback? Whether you managed to feel the release of tension here in this zone, and whether was it pleasant for this part of your body to hear these words? Whether this part of the body understands that it's holding a lot. I see that there are people who are nodding. In the chat also we see that there are the right sensations, there is the linkage, and I would like to explain you that not to live through these emotions, we use the tension of the body to hold them. For example, you know that if I am angry, And if I'm just restricting this, I'm holding it in myself, I would have my teeth, clenched. There will be like some depiction of things that I'm trying to hold in myself. If you do not work hard now and your muscle is just tense, it means that there are some emotions inside it, and your muscle holds it, is holding it. If it doesn't do like this, these feelings can get us and can influence ourselves. And while the muscle is holding it, we can use our rationale to make decisions. So these muscles, these holdings, are really very important. But you see, the structures, they are a bit numb, silly, because situation has already passed, but the muscle continues to hold it, as if it doesn't know that the situation has passed. And the specialist of massage, they know that this muscle is always tense, even during the sleep. It is not involved while we are sleeping, but it continues to work, to function. And here there is a part where we have a kind of resource and the part that is tired or overwhelmed because it is holding a lot. And we can, how to say it, we can adjust this communication to share it for resource part. And it is also for, like, adult and child part, because sometimes we can behave ourselves as children, and then we should meet our childish part, and we should find some words for our child part. And the next exercise, and by the way, this exercise that I have shown you, it was accepted by combatants, because when nobody can support you to just discharge a bit this responsibility, they have seen that they can say to themselves that I feel that you are so tired. I feel that you are overwhelmed. Other people cannot say that. They can say that we understand how is it difficult for you, etc. But here, these people can say to themselves, like, I know that I'm overwhelmed. I feel it. And it helps. So the next exercise that was positively evaluated by the combatants and military servicemen, and I'm so proud that they liked it. At the beginning, I provided this exercise as meeting the child part, but then I decided to implement it for resource part and tired part. It's like control schizophrenia. We just split ourselves in two parts, and one part holds another one, supports another one. But if there are no other possibilities, it is good thing, good solution. So for the next exercise, do you hear me? Is everything okay? I hope everything's okay. So for the next exercise, you need, or just put your hand in your armpit or in this position as you see. So we will try the both variants, and then you will see which option is better for you. So now, just hold your shoulder. Again, I will give you the question. When you are holding yourself like this, what are you doing for yourself? Just try to feel what you are doing for yourselves, keeping yourself like this. And the other option. You hold yourself like this.
Плечі, лопатки, ось ця частина.
Shoulders, shoulder blades. And again, hold yourself.
Таким чином ви що для себе робите?
What are you doing for yourselves in such a way?
Так. І я навіть бачу, що дехто починає хитатися.
I even see that there are people who try to leaning from one part to another, from one side to another. It means that your body just perceived it, accepted it. And there is very archaic mechanism of support, primal, I would say. We used this mechanism when we were babies. Do you remember? This was like a swings for us. And if during these movements you start singing, some monotonous sing, it will be even better. So, okay. Choose the variant that you like more. Or this one, when one hand is in your armpit and another on your shoulder, or the other variant as you see on the screen. And now we will have another dialogue with a part of soul. So just choose the variant. And again, feel, does your body like, is it pleasant for your body that arms are hugging your body? If it is pleasant, say, these hugs are for you, this contact is for you. And now the question towards your hands and arms. Is it okay for your arms to hug your body? If it is okay, say, I am ready to hug you. And now, please pay your attention. Which feelings arise in you? If there is sadness, you can say that I feel how sad you are. If there is calmness, you can say I feel how calm you are. If you feel tiredness, you can say, oh my gosh, how tired you are. Even if you remember some fears, you can say that I feel how afraid you are, how scared you are. And this contact is for you, for you. And now, try to find some kind of words that you would like to say. If you meet the part of your soul that feels bad, this part of soul needs support, needs assistance. And you can find the words to support this part of the soul. And they can be different for each of you. If you cannot find the right words, just say, this hug is for you. I feel you and I'm with you.
І відчуйте руками, як тіло дихає.
and feel how your body breathes.
І якщо народжуються слова або подумки, або вголос проговорювати.
If you have any words, just say them.
Я відчуваю, як тобі сумно.
I feel how sad you are.
Ой,
And you can be sad while I'm hugging you. You can even cry.
відчуваю, як тобі страшно.
Or I
Можеш
feel
боятися,
how
я
scared you
відчуваю.
are. You can be scared and I will hug you.
Або я відчуваю, як тобі
Or
радісно.
I feel
Ти можеш радіти
how
і
happy you
обійняти.
are. And you can be happy while I'm hugging you.
І знову попрощайтеся.
And again, say goodbye.
Цього разу швидко не
But this
забігайте.
time,
Почекайте, воно хоче
wait a
відпускати
bit.
ваші руки чи ні.
Feel whether your body wants to let your hands go or not.
Якщо ні, затримайтесь трохи.
If not, just stay with your body. Feel it.
А потім знову попрощайтесь.
And then again, say goodbye.
Зважиться відпустити ваші руки. Це я
And
проговорю для
then
тих,
your
кому
body will let your
хочеться
hands
відпускати.
go.
Якщо зовсім не хочеться, пообіцяйте, що
If
це
you don't want to let your hands go, just promise that this is not the last contact.
І знову, якщо ви завершили контакт,
And again, when you have finished your contact, see what's happening to your sensations and feelings.
Так, окей. І у мене питання. Вийшли
And I have a question.
слова для своєї частини душі?
Have you found some kind words for the part of your soul? If yes, show your thumb up. Show your thumb up. I see it. That's great.
Цій частині було приємно чути ці слова.
Did this part of your soul was happy to hear these words? Yes, thank you. So this is like a container for yourself. You can do it during periods when you are scared, when you are tired, when you are sad. I always say that body is like a baby. And here we can be adults or we can be children. When we are tired, there is no progress. And we should recognize this difficulty, you see. And by the way, these words will be better than pronounced by any therapist or invented by any therapist, because you can feel what's happening, what's going on with this part or in this part of yourself. And again, if in this contact you have this movement, like leaning from side to side, it will just enhance the effect. It will involve the parasympathetic neural system. This is a body that, didn't know when we were children, when we were kids and babies, when body didn't know how to calm down, our parents helped us. They just made these movements and it helps our parasympathetic system, neural system to work. And monotonous singing or monotonous music has the same effect during such self-support. And you see, it's not very time consuming. And I was very expressed by the post of tactic medicine, female medical doctor. She was moving two combatants to hospital from the front line. They were wounded and she had to take them to the hospital, and they had very high motor activity. And she started to think because there were no anesthetics. And she didn't know what to do, so she started to think. And while she was singing, they were coming down. But once she kept silence, they again had this motor activity. So when she arrived to the hospital, and she took these two patients, then a nurse came out to her and said that one of the combatants was calling for his mom because he was thinking that his mom was with them in the ambulance. So you see, this deep regression can happen. And due to this deep regression, these two combatants like lived through this way to the hospital despite having no anesthetics. So when we switch on the body, we switch on also our physiological part. So, are there any questions or maybe comments? If no, then we will move forward. There is a question about the music, but if I understand correctly, you have already explained it. Yes, it should be monotonous music. It shouldn't be, very exciting music. It should come down. But these, non-differentiating, just grumbling. Do you remember when you just used to calm down newborn babies? Even if you didn't sing, you just do like this. And these rhythms, they are the same in different folks, in different nations, because we have the same vegetative neural system. That's why this is activity not from psychological side, but from physiological side. And also this movement, it helps, it involves your vestibularian apparatus. So it is not controlled by the head, by the mind. If you feel the rhythm, then your parasympathetic neural system will be involved. Now I would like to suggest you another thing about how we can impact our neural system that is responsible for emotions directly, but through breathing. So our emotional state depends on the level of arousal of the amygdala. So between our ears, there is a small body that when there is arousal, somebody is not muted. It wasn't a question. Okay. So we cannot just touch this part, this body, this amygdala, but through breathing, we can calm down this amygdala. before I saw it in people with hypertension. They were taught how to decrease the blood pressure while they are waiting for doctor. And to calm down the amygdala, you should breathe out longer than you breathe in. It depends on your focusing and on concentration of the carbon dioxide and oxygen in your blood. And when you make the exhale longer, this part of your body tends to calm down. I will suggest you the following. The scheme that will do it much easier. You shouldn't breathe for a long period because then there is a trance state. I don't know whether it will be a good or bad one. So I suggest 3 sets for 3-4 breaths. So I will try to show you and we will do it together, okay? It will take us 1 minute or 2. Just look at me. So you see, I inhale as always, but I exhale in a very long manner. I can use this, you see this sound because it's like the sound of the wind, and it gives me more powers to prolong this breathing out. After 3-4 exhales, we can check our body. If nothing happens, we do another set, another 3-4 inhales, exhales, again check in. After 3 sets, generally, even in different situation, you feel better. But you feel it better when you're in a stress situation. So I used it in the bomb shelters. I used these techniques at the beginning of war when we were in the bomb shelters. But I remember in bomb shelters, there was a woman who used this, you see, chaotic breathing. I was laughing at her, and she also laughed because I said that as if are eating, you're eating a soup, very hot soup, and you should cool it down. Because with active chaotic, it doesn't function like this. So I showed her that her exhale should be longer than inhale, and we made 4 sets with that woman to relax her amygdala. But if you work with a client, you should just put him through, just bring him through this scheme. So let's try. It will take just 1 minute. So I will, if you want, you can accompany yourselves with the sounds. It depends on you. Well, everybody will have our own rhythm and pace, but please do 3-4 breathe in, breathe out, and check your body. 3-4, so 1 set and check in. So 3 sets, okay? Let's start.
Якщо будуть виникати паузи, хай
If
виникають.
any pauses or breaks arise, let them be.
Якщо зробили 3-4, подивіться, що в тілі, і знову.
After 3-4 inhales, exhales, make a check-in and then continue another set.
Чекінг тілесного стану робиться, я пропустила.
And how to check your body? Just feel your body. Feel whether something changed or not. Just feel it. How it influences you, how it impacts you.
І останній сет.
And the last set.
І залиште спокій своє дихання, і просто спостерігайте,
And just
що
stay with your breathing
відбувається,
and follow
як на вас
what do you feel,
ці 9
how this breathing
дихань.
impacted you, how it influenced you.
Якщо захочеться позіхати, позіхайте.
If you want to yawn, please yawn.
Окей.
Okay.
Так. Комусь спати захотілося чи ні? Тобто
Does
воно
anybody
дійсно
feel sleepy?
запускає роботу парасимпатичної нервової системи.
Because it
Тобто
switches
є
in,
невеличкий
switches
інтервал
on our
засинання
parasympathetic
там буде.
system.
Тобто
When there is a big arousal in body,
при спокійному
there is no
стані
sleepiness, but when we are calm, then we tend to be sleepy.
Є такі тілесні симптоми або ознаки
There are
того,
some body
що парасимпатична
symptoms
система починає працювати.
when parasympathetic
Тобто
system
позіхання
starts
це один з
becomes
тих
separational. Yawning is one of such symptoms.
позіхає, тіло
So when
помічає, що
body
рівень
yawns,
стресу вже почав знижуватися.
the level of stress goes
Типове
down.
розслаблення,
Warmness,
по тілу,
relaxation,
це ознаки.
tingling
Забиття
sensations over your
животі,
body,
це теж ознака того, що
grumbling in your
рівень
stomach.
стресу, тобто,
This is
почав
another
підвищуватися.
symptom of decrease of stress level.
І про це можна клієнту повідомити, якщо
You can inform
побачите,
client about it
полював за
if you
цими
see
ознаками, тому що вони
that he was looking for these signs, for these symptoms, because they decrease the stress level.
ще хотів би повернутися до
And I also wanted to return to our limits,
вправа,
borders.
дозволяє
This
відчути
exercise
повернення кордонів, а
gives us possibility to feel the restoration, the recovery of our
ще
borders.
можна
And it is
використовувати
important that we can
ввечері.
use
Я
it in the evening
чергую як емоційний душ. Тобто
as
всі
emotional
фізичні
shower. This is a
гігієни вже
joke.
вчили, що можна
We know about
сполоснути
physical
одяг і помити.
hygiene,
А емоційна
that we can wash down everything, but
просто
emotional shower we
відбувається.
don't
У
have.
нас
So when we communicate with
якийсь
anybody,
осадок
and if we have
залишився, і ми
any,
можемо
emotional
про це
sediment,
думати. Тобто
and even when we are going to bed, we are thinking about it.
і потягнули в ліжко.
So
Вони нам
we
кажуть,
communicate with some bad people, and then we are thinking about
можна
them during sleeping,
позбутися.
and how to avoid, how to eliminate these sensations,
Зараз
these
спробую
feelings.
знову
And now I will
щоб
try to show you how.
було видно.
I will adjust my camera to let you see me.
Дивіться.
So we work with our hands. One hand palm towards yourself, and one from yourself. Elbows are bent, so you see there is distance, and during the inhale, I do this movement. So one towards my diaphragm, one from myself. And when I exhale, this is another movement. This movement should be done during inhale. You can say, you can keep it at distance, and new movement will be again during inhale. I will explain why after, but now please do it at least a couple of times to feel what's going on with you. And then I will ask you a question. When you are doing it during the inhale, what you are doing with the hand that comes to you and that comes from you? So look, I'm inhaling this movement. Exhale. Yeah, so this is separation. What other options do we have besides separation? Protection. So you see, the person that goes from me and the person that and the palm that goes towards me. You can change the body, change the palms, change the hands, but you do the movement. And is there any difference? Which hand do we use? Going to yourself and from yourself? Well, you know, for me, if I show, I will show it like this: left towards me and right from me. And then I change the roles when I'm tired. Because for me it is the same. But for some people, it makes difference. Especially if they have some personal senses, personal meanings. But what you are doing, well, relatively, I will share my experience. My I keep for myself, and I return that is not my. You see? My for myself, your for yourselves. By the way, if a child, even if a kid doesn't know speaking, but already knows walking, if you just offer something that the kid doesn't like, he does this movement, and the kid does this movement during inhale. When you do it during exhale, it will be expression, but it won't be as building up your bodies. But if you do it during your inhales, it will favor sensations and feelings as if you are cleaning your privacy, your private space. No, I even move towards different directions. Unless in my fantasy, it seems to me that I have here only my things. And strange things, they are not mine. They belong to other people. So in the end of the day, you can just remind yourself, see if you have any, emotional things, emotional sediments, do this movement a couple of days just to make a hint that it's not mine. This is his or her, etc. And what we're doing in the same time, this physical movement, it embodies our mental work. Because in our fantasy, we can recover, restore all our limits and borders. But you come to your mother-in-law and there are no limits anymore. But what we just fix with motor functions, then it it goes to the level of, protection skills or sensation of the privacy borders. Why do we need this space? This interaction should start here, not closer. And when we have this, you see this interaction, I still have time to evaluate whether it is good interaction or bad for me. If it is bad, I will leave at this distance. If it is good one, I can just make it closer. But if I do not have this feeling and this sensation, then I have had this interaction. I have seen this negative influence towards me, and I need to wash it away, to wash it down from my body. And in such way, I can keep it away from myself. And the kid starts feeling these personal borders when a child learns how to crawl and how to walk. Because before, the baby doesn't have private space. It has very limited private space. And when when a kid is interested in this space, if he or she learns how to crawl, how to walk, this is more about the private borders. And please remember, when children are learning to come, they are using their hands, their arms, just to limit their private borders, and they feel their space. And then it becomes unconscious. It can be controlled only if there are some neurological deviations, and then rehabilitologists, they know about it. How long should they work, use sensations of this private space? Okay. So, I have a question. Have you felt how this exercise impacts you? Okay. I have, it's very non-habitual format that, oh, I see Tetiana Nedilska. Hi, Tetiana. Because I'm so used to have feedback and then to propose next things. But now I don't see feedback, so that's why I will just be supported by my...
Вау! Але мені можуть хтось перекласти.
Yeah, just a second, I will use the option of translation.
Зараз хоче поділитися колега.
Так, я це зрозумів, але це вся моя англійська. Далі я...
Yeah, just a second.
Please, you can share.
So please, you can share.
Okay. I just thank you for the exercises. I just want to share that after I made them, I have a huge headache.
Так, щось я розумію, що в нас не працює переклад в іншому каналі. Але
і голова болить після...
Да. Дякую за вправи, Діана, але є такий симптом, розболілася голова.
Після ось цього?
So, you mean after this exercise, Diana, or before?
Well, it started before, and with this one, it gets bigger.
Ага.
Да, почалося трошки раніше, перед цим, і після цього стало більше.
Так, це було на цій вправі?
It was during this exercise?
Yes.
Окей. Так, їй перекладають, так? Все. Я думаю, що щось прокинулося, коли...
I think something woke up during this exercise, but it woke up more than your system can integrate. I mean that your head doesn't want to think about it, but we can support your head. And I would have a question to you. What is the type of headache? So is it a pressure, or is it, that something big, or something like cutting by a knife? What symptoms of this pain? What characteristics of this pain?
It's a pressure here
Ага.
and here, the eyes.
Окей. Тобто цей тиск
So this pressure
ззовні всередину.
from outside to inside.
Mhm.
Окей. Тоді я пропоную покласти руки
Then I suggest
цю зону і зону
put your hands
щоб натиснути на голову з такою
on this
силою,
zone,
як воно
just
тисне.
make some pressure.
Mhm.
Отак. Все.
Make the pressure as you feel this pressure.
Okay.
Just do it.
Щоби, тиснути
And
так само,
put
як
the
воно
pressure
тисне. Мгм.
to
Окей.
have the same level of pressure as your headache
Зараз
has.
зробимо.
What now? What do you feel? Do you feel pain?
Ні.
Is there any
No.
change in your pain?
It disappears like this in the
Ага.
back.
Окей, все. Знову тримайте, так? І скажіть,
Again, just hold your hands and say, I make
я
pressure.
можу сильно
Just say it. I can make big pressure.
І так само, я можу не тиснути.
I can fail to make pressure.
І якщо біль зменшився, можна забирати.
And if the pain decreases, you can move away your hands.
Mhm. Mhm.
Так.
It's like a detention.
А,
Знизився тиск.
Ага,
Yeah.
окей. Дивіться, якщо
Look.
ми нічого не робили, з'явився,
If we haven't done anything
це означає,
and we had a symptom, it means
частина
that one part
а друга страждає.
gives pressure to me and the other part is affected by this pressure. And then we model a situation. We just put it into our body. When one part makes pressure and the other is affected by the pressure, then we will do it. I just put the pressure here.
Якщо я знайду дозу, яка
If I know the right dosage that is relevant to the pressure that I feel, then the symptom tends to change. If it doesn't change, look for another model. Maybe you should put the pressure in different parts. And we are looking for the right direction to put this pressure. If the symptom tends to change, then it means that we have found the right model. And here I can understand that this is my palm that gives the pressure. And there is personification. Yes, there is the sensation of belonging that I give you that pressure. But I can also fail to give you this pressure. So it is not working through the symptom. It is how you can start interaction with the symptom. But this is also a dialogue between parts of your soul through the body.
Окей. Дякую, що не залишила в собі.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Diana.
Симптомами.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Да. Дякую, Іване. Ще є питання там.
Thank you, Ivana. There is another question in the chat about the symptoms, how we can deal with it. For example, if there is heartburn, heartburn, burning sensation in the head, burning sensation in the head. like fire or what? Can you explain?
Да, в
Is
роті.
this probably a heartburn? Or yes, heartburn. But how heartburn can be in the head? No, it's just burning sensation in the head. Yes, so it's not heartburn. It's about like a flame in your head, burning in your head. Okay. I would like to know about the nature of this burning sensation, where it is located. So it appeared during the exercise, yes?
Ольга, покажіться, будь ласка, якщо можна.
Olga, can you show up? Yeah, sorry, I'm with my daughter here.
Дивіться, я просто задаю питання, тому
Well, look, I'm just asking you because my clients often have it. And they come to me, and it's very important how to model this when there are these symptoms in my clients. Well, then, if there is pain, you should look for a direction of this pain. So I'm not letting in something or I'm not letting go something. So as if there is something big inside, then there is this fear of letting go something. And there will be a kind of emotion. So body pain is much easier to tolerate than emotional pain. That's why let's look for direction. And we can, for example, well, use not only head, we can just take a ball and we can just put pressure on the ball. And when your clients put pressure on the ball, the pressure in their head decreases. But to look for constantly whether it impacts or not. If it doesn't impact, look for another options. I haven't planned it, but I will tell you, maybe it is about aggression. We can switch on the muscles for living through. Aggression is about fighting or about tearing or about like making choking or exploding. So if it is about the tearing, we can just take a towel, we can just feel your desire to tear, and we can start to do it with your hands to switch on body to your sensation and feelings. If about beating, kicking, it's better to give these static movements like static pressure to the wall. And in imagination, they can just kick, hit. So the effective part can be in symbolic images. But in body, you can live through only emotional part. If about strangling, then we do like this, and we try to strangle it.
Тобто, щоб
This blanket or piece of clothes. But to make this pressure not with the strength that they are aggressive with, but just let them add any picture and the excessive part of this aggression to put into this picture. Because so if there is effect and it goes into aggression, the person should regulate the emission of this aggression through body. Yes, Through body, we will leave only our emotional part, and all the rest will be in imagination. And constantly monitor whether your clients like the force, the strength they apply. Because we should probably evaluate the force, then it will be easier for them to evaluate. If it is not differentiated, you can just choose one of these options. You can just use like this, because, for example, before, our women had these body models for living through aggression. For example, when they washed clothes or they made a batter for dumplings, for bread, they did a lot of these activities. And after it, women had the decreased level of aggression towards their husbands. I mean that body should take part. We cannot go inside there. But this fire, when it wants to come outside, so we should find the direction where this fire is directed. If for outside, we can just push the wall and see what will going on. Or you can work with imagination. For example, if it goes out of the head, what happens? So let them imagine and ask them, what's going on with the symptom during these fantasies, during this imagination? If you find the image that is relevant to the symptom, you see the image changes and the symptom will be changed. If there are no changes, then maybe the client uses the image as fugitive. So when they describe it as, butterflies, flowers, etc., it's about fleeing. And if it's not about fugitives, then you can see this symptom if you find the image. There are types of therapies that are supported properly by images, because these images are built up due to the symptoms and emotions. I don't know whether I have answered your question. Yes, you gave a lot of foundations. Thank you for that. Well, generally, also talking about these towels, towels is a good instrument where you can involve your body in living through emotions. So the excess of your emotions, you can just direct somewhere. I always have a client that is very emotional one, and he can, sometimes like shout at his wife. So he becomes aggressive very easily. And when I showed him how to do it with a towel, he became aggressive from the very beginning. And he starts to involve his cortex. He wants to understand what he wants to do, to tear, to strangle, or to beat. And this is about the control. Okay, so let's start from the wall, just to disperse part of the energy through body model. And then when he's not so aggressive, then he can talk with his wife. So he started to use it as an instrument. When he gets aggressive. But it is better to accompany clients when they do it and to support these relations and to follow whether their sensations change, and also to seek for joy, for like happiness from the strength, from the force of the expression. Because if I push the wall and I like this pushing sensation, it means that she already holds, or he already holds his strength, his force. Or if I try to tear a towel and if I like this force, then the clients become aware of this force, of this strength.
Oh.
But it's not always possible in static work, because recently I have conducted a seminar for psychologists who work with military servicemen, and they just go to the front line and work there. They have a lot of aggression in them, and when I offer them some static movements, they are irritated because it's about effects. It's not about emotions, it's about effects. And then I work a lot with their fantasies and imagination and Makivara. Makivara is the object used in some martial laws. So I just take it and he or she is like hitting it. And then we put some framework. So you hit, but only 2 times. So this is just a checking of body state. And then another set. And after it, you can pass to static movements, to static work. But at the beginning, there can be a lot of energy that you cannot contain. And the excess of this energy at first should be released, expressed. And it's better to have something or someone who can accept, who can just receive this energy. And if this person that holds this makivara, this thing that the other client, the other person is hitting, then it is better. And if the person, the therapist said that, wow, you hit it so much, etc., it's even perceived better by the client. I haven't expected that we will go to these moments. But you know, so you talked about the fire in the burning in the head. I think it's about aggression. Yes, because if it is about water, it's more about sadness. But for me, flame burning is more about aggression. But it was really very interesting. Thank you. This was request of our audience. And a lot of this frustration, anxiety, aggression, there are in society. Well, if we talk about the anger and about rage, maybe it can be a defensive mechanism from pain, from anxiety, from things that a person cannot live through, and he or she substitutes it. Otherwise, we can work with anger, with rage, but the problem is not in it. And then it will be just postpone the decision. But now, yes, there is a lot of anger.
Дуже цікаво взагалі.
It's really very interesting. I haven't seen that 2 hours have passed. Yes, I see that we ran out of time. So for wrapping up, we have still 4 minutes. I like it very much, and people whom I offer it, they like it. Stress just makes us shrink. More stress, less space, less choice. So this breathing technique will be directed to make a contact with sensation of amplification, not shrinking. And you don't need to breathe deeply. Just now, when you breathe in, the air you breathe in, it amplifies your space inside. It's physical sensation. And you can feel it through your body. And now we will have a couple of minutes. Try to observe how this air that you breathe in amplifies your space. Each inhale amplifies, makes bigger the space inside you. If you want to amplify it more, then you will have bigger volume. You see? Don't imagine anything. It's just a fact, body fact, physical fact. But our attention is directed not towards stress, but it can be different type of shrinking, but we have space and we can feel this amplification. If you do this checking, it's just 5 minutes, not more, not to go to the trance state. Or have a dialogue, talk about what's going on. Or sometimes I like when you feel that inside space becomes bigger. What are the sensations? What are the feelings? For example, sadness. Just give space to your sadness or something like this. And it gives us to face this pain, not to shrink, but to face this pain, to meet it. Because more amplified we are, the lower intensity of pain is. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I would like to suggest to you one ritual for saying goodbye. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them. But to wrap up, I would like to do like this. Just imagine that we are in the circle and we are keeping our hands. Just make this movement. As if you are holding your neighbor. And it's like, see you later. See? So online, this is the only modality to hold our hands one another. But this is, this is really very active. Because I even didn't know that we can do it online. I know how they happen offline about the body emotional support and these therapeutical moments. I didn't know how we can transfer it online, and now I see that it is possible. And it is effective and efficient, and I think that colleagues will agree to me that it crosses beyond, it comes beyond the box, beyond the framework of our imagination. What can we do in Zoom? We can work in couples, in pairs. For example, when I'm hugging myself and I find the supportive words, I'm talking them, I'm voicing them, and my partner voices them always also. And then I will hear it not from myself, but also from my partner. And then I will help myself, I will support myself, and my partner supports myself. And it deepens the work. And there are no problems with the contact because I can take myself. And if you are not a body therapist, not always your clients will be eager to have body contacts because you should be prepared for body contact. But for yourself, you shouldn't prepare.
Тож навіть це в деяких випадках і спрощує, да, роботу.
Sometimes it even simplifies and facilitates the work. I think we can do it not only in couples, but with the client.
Так, тобто він знаходить слова підтримки, а ви їх проговорюєте, і тоді він
So
це відчуває і
he finds the words and he feels them from inside and from the outside.
отримує. Це теж поглиблює, ніж просто сам
It
з собою.
also deepens the methodology.
А ви до нас ще прийдете?
Will you come to us another time?
До вас це куди?
Where?
Катя, до нас на вечір.
What do you mean? To our soul evenings?
Мабуть, хочуть продовження, бачиш. Але мені здалося, що сьогодні було так дуже багато.
Well, I think that today there were a lot of different techniques. You were so generous in sharing your techniques.
Зрозумів. Ну, я думаю,
Yeah, okay. I think we can plan something. Yes, why not?
Да, я думаю, що справді там щось ще цікавого багато що залишилося, але ж маємо зараз це сконтинувати, да?
Так,
Yes, but now we should contain and we should study what you have given us, so we have lived through it. Thank you so much. Thank you for your feedback, and
Віка, тільки
thank you that you liked it. Vanya, I would like to say that you have so wonderful Ukrainian language. You just surprised me. Knowing your story, you speak so fluently Ukrainian.
мабуть, воно через тіло вже, знаєш,
Е,
так.
Maybe it just comes through the body.
я не вивчав мову, я її тільки слухав.
Yeah, I haven't studied the language, Ukrainian language. I have just listened to it. And when the war started, I started to work. And I said, I'm sorry, there will be maybe not so fast in Ukrainian. My client helped me to find the right words, especially for groups.
Супер. Ти так гарно розмовляєш.
Great. This is super. I just fell in love with your Ukrainian.
Дуже дякую.
Да, я прошу,
Thank
будь
you.
ласка, можна залишати ось свої
Дякуємо,
враження, да, і в
If you want,
чаті.
you can leave your reactions and chat.
Наживо передати. І в ось в цих наших електронних, да, реакціях.
And you see there are a lot of our electronic reactions.
Дуже багато там це таке поле створилося за рахунок цих всіх важливих і дуже цінних вправ, яких ти дав,
Because
Ваня,
there
нам
are very valuable exercises that Vanya gave us.
в ньому посилюється любов.
Людей, яких дуже давно не бачив.
Я теж, да, дуже рада, Юлія.
I see a lot of people here.
Коли побачити. Да, наш простір всіх єднає. Ваня, ще
Our
раз
space,
подяка тобі, що
our space just unites us. Thank you so much, Ivan. Thank you for coming.
Такими своїми напрацюваннями. Я теж і сама
I'm really very grateful
відчуваю
for you. I liked it so much.
послабленість в тілі, таке розширення. І можна, і так само дякую колегам, які
Thank you, my dear colleagues,
це в роботу з клієнтом.
who just accented that we can work with our clients and integrate it like this, and to work with it. How to relieve this level of stress, how to cope with emotions, how to live through all these difficulties. Yes, I would like to hug all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Тоді відчуваємо один одного і
Then let's feel each other and see you next times. See you. See you. Bye.
Ванечка, так, на все добре. Дякуємо, дякую.